stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. We have 10 turns to the left and 10 turns to the right here at the fantastic Circuit of the Americas. Overtaking opportunities into turn 1 and turn 12 at this anti-clockwise track. It's 3.6 miles long and we should see average lap speeds of around 126 miles per hour. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Kamui Kobayashi lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have the captain, Norris, Hamilton, Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Russell, Tsunoda, Stroll, Hülkenberg, Albon, Bottas, Sargent, Joe, Helga, Gasly, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Magnussen, Ocon and Carlos Sainz will start from the back of the grid. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out.
Welcome to Driving Immersion. This is the immersive racing experience. We drive full-length races in full simulation from the driver's cockpit with a Fanatec force feedback wheel and load cell pedal set. We have the full grid of cars with all of the skill and talent of the drivers in Formula One and all of the weather that is set in the game. This is the full career season. There's no other series that displays all of the characteristics of the Formula One World Championship. Before we go on, click on the like button and subscribe and let us know how you enjoyed the race. It gets our channel out to other race fans like you. In addition, you'll be notified when the next race is available. Our content is on Facebook in HD and on YouTube in Ultra HD. Now let's go.
Some may be sitting on the floor and isolating, others may be up to other things that they do. But these little things really help their minds get ready for the race.
Welcome to the Circuit of the Americas. Here is our setup for this sprint race, and we are just going to go for a set of the mediums, so no pit stop scheduled here for this very short sprint. Here is our setup, and again, it is based off of the setup from sim racing setups, although we did have to adjust the air pressure to add durability to the tires. This is a high downforce setup because of the S's that start in turn 2 all the way to turn 10, and then we have 5 very tight and slow left-handers starting in turn 1, turn 11, turn 12, 19, and 20. The Circuit of the Americas is based in Austin, Texas, and was created for the Formula One Championship and saw its first race in 2012. The track was designed to have a blend of fast sections, tight corners, and significant elevation changes. Here we are on the grid. We qualified in P3 for this 19-lap sprint. And right now we are starting off behind our teammate for the formation lap. That is Max Verstappen to our left in the Red Bull.
Okay, how was that pull away? You can have a bit more grip than that on the start, but we need to warm the tyres properly now. Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well.
That was turn 1 as we have a very sharp left over the crest. And we come down here through the S's, through turn 2, all the way out to turn 9. And right here, we are going to have to connect all of these turns in order to create a fast lap. This is turn 8 here to the right. Turn 9 to the left as we go downhill.
Stable at the moment, no rain currently expected.
And we're going to brake here at about the 75-meter mark. And it's going to be very hard braking into a very sharp left. Very important exit here as this is the longest straight on the track with the DRS zone. Now there are 2 DRS zones here at the Circuit of the Americas. And coming into turn 12 here, we are going to be braking very hard into a more than 90-degree left-hander. Touch the curb on the left and the right. We're going to accelerate very briefly up to 5th gear here and hang on to 3rd gear as we ride the curb on the right and the left. Accelerate out through here. Brake very hard for this apex. And that is going to be a blind apex. Before we see it, we are actually braking for it. Same thing here for turn 17. That was turn 18, and this one is turn 19 again. This is a very fast sweeping left-hander. A quick blip of the throttle here, all the way to turn 20. Again, very slow as we are going to approach the pit straight and up the hill into turn 1. So a very important exit indeed. But here we are coming into our grid box. Again, this is 19 laps, and it is the sprint race held on the Saturday before the full race on Sunday.
Parking there, mate. Let's make sure we get the edge on the surrounding drivers as the lights go out.
Having a look around, we can see here that it is full sun, so hopefully we'll have a clean and dry race. 5 lights out, and here we go. Again, we are starting in P3. That is our teammate just ahead of us with Max Verstappen in second place. Coming up to turn 1, we will climb up about 3 stories, and we will have a blind left-hander. And right now, coming into turn 2, we are ahead of Max Verstappen. We are now in second place with the number 66. Through the S's, again, all the way out to turn 9. And all of these curves have to be interconnected, again, in order to have a fast time. If you mess up on one, you will mess up on the rest of them. So very important here to know the track. Coming into turn 11, also a very sharp left-hander. Down the back straight, no DRS as this is our first lap.
Taking off. It is a sprint race after all.
So a very good start here for the number 66. But you can see here that Kamui, our teammate, is still ahead.
A lot of understeer.
Now through the qualifying session, he was about 5.58 seconds faster than the rest of the field. That includes second place Max Verstappen. So he does have a fast car for this sprint race. We'll see how he does for the full weekend. Again, having a look back here at the number 66. And again, we have full sun with a coverage of very light clouds. Up into turn 1, you can see there the elevation change. Again, the apex there is blind as you come up. Here are the S's. Kamui is going very fast here for the number 66. We seem to have an advantage on turn 8. And now we are right up under the wing of the number 75. So we are into lap 2, and the Driving Immersion team is 1-2 for the race here at the Circuit of the Americas.
It's going to affect our tyres, so try to get past.
Very tricky exit out of turn 15 as we accelerate out. Must maintain grip. Again, if you refer to the settings that we had displayed earlier before the race, we actually have a very highly locked rear differential, again, to be able to accelerate out, but that's only beneficial when we are going straight, so we have to wait until the car is straight to accelerate very hard. Here we are through the S's again from the helicopter. This is going to be turn 9. And this is turn 10 downhill. And very hard braking into turn 11. Now we are right with Kamui Kobayashi. We will be able to activate our DRS now. And we've got our ERS going, although very low on charge. Let's see if we can get by him on the straight here. And we wait for the 125 meter mark, basically to brake very hard. We are ahead of Kamui. And this is into lap 3. Coming into 13 and 14. Now turn 15. Still very close racing here as Kamui has a fast car. And here he comes into turn 19. He is back ahead into turn 20. Down the main straight, we will have our DRS and ERS available as well.
No DRS for me?
Nope, no DRS. We are actually ahead at the timing line, so no DRS for the number 66 down the main straight that time around. Turn 4, turn 5, turn 6. This is turn 7. And turn 8, again, connect all of these, riding the curves very high onto the right, left, and then right again as we exit out. Ride the curve into turn 10. And out of 11 again, we have our DRS available. Big slide there as we applied power too early. Got a little bit more ERS this time around with our DRS wing now open. He closes the inside. We are on the outside as we approach turn 11. Riding on board with, I believe this is George Russell in the Mercedes, and he is watching from very far behind the race between the two Driving Immersion cars. And back with the number 66, you can see Kamui is back ahead in P1. Up the hill into turn 1. Perhaps one of the most difficult turns in the Formula 1 calendar, as the apex is blind and you must crest before you can see it. All happening within milliseconds. Back around Kamui, we had charged very much harder than he did into the S's, so we get ahead. Exiting out of turn 11, we want to make sure that we're far enough ahead that his DRS and ERS are not going to overcome our ERS. We don't have DRS as we are in the lead and there's no car in front of us, so we will have to be that much faster than him. And this is turn 12. Turn 13, you want to touch the curb on the right a little bit as the car straightens out. You want to accelerate through 4th and 5th, and then braking very sharply to the left into turn 15. So looking back from the 66 at Kamui Kobayashi, we've got a little space now as we come around turn 20. And he will have his DRS available to him. Coming through the main straight, he should be able to beat us out into turn 1. And we are showing the door a little bit in turn 1, so he's unable to come around. Down the hill again through turn 2, and he's going to take the lead back just momentarily as we are racing wheel to wheel. A little bit of an off track there for him as he ran out of space. So a very complex chain of curves here at Circuit of the Americas. Again, one of the most recent designs in Formula 1. So it does copy a lot of the characteristics from a lot of the popular tracks. I can name Silverstone and Suzuka as one of the tracks that has the flowing curves that have to be interconnected. Wheel to wheel still here at 13 and 14 for the Driving Immersion teammates. This has happened many times in the season already as we are nearing the end. And this time around, Kamui is not going to have his wing busted. There have been a couple of races in the season where he is missing an end plate and he continues to race on very fast. This is from the T-cam of the number 66. Kamui might have been a little too careful there, and he started to turn in, but found the number 66 in the turn already, and so he has to give up the spot. And this racing between the two Driving Immersion has brought back the Mercedes. A little bump there from Kamui into the 66, but yes, that is George Russell in the Mercedes right up to the race. DRS open, and we're going to try very hard here to outbrake Kamui. We don't see him on the inside. In our rear view, that is a Mercedes. There he is. We are ahead of the number 75 now of Kamui Kobayashi, coming into turn 15. Again, very difficult to accelerate out. And that is actually one of the turns that had led us to raise our differential lock so high. It is such a short straight in which to accelerate very hard. And we wanted to be able to go very fast, so we did lock it. But the consequence is that we have to wait for the car to straighten out and balance the weight on all four wheels. And a lot of these very sharp turns like turn 11, turn 12 are going to fit the same description. And since they are slow, there's not much difference in slowing the car down slow enough so that we can accelerate out after it's balanced. Back down the back straight into turn 11. We've got a line of cars now behind us. Just a few laps ago, the Driving Immersion team was almost 3 seconds ahead, but now everybody's caught back up because of this wheel-to-wheel racing that's been going on now for about 4 or 5 laps. On board with Mars Medina in the number 66, showing that he is in P1 on the steering wheel. And this is one of the over-the-shoulder cams that is automated in Formula One. Very wide exit there for the number 66. Now I believe most cars will have a set of mediums on for this sprint race, as it certainly should last the 19 laps that we will be racing.
There is Kamui.
Nevertheless, a lot of hard racing is going to reduce the lifespan of the tires, and that may make it very close near the end. And right here we get back around Kamui Kobayashi as well as the Mercedes of George Russell. No, I believe this is Lewis Hamilton. So right now I don't know where George Russell is in the field. He was very close to the front for the first 2 or 3 laps.
Lewis has got to run Kamui.
DRS here, both on the number 66, so they are very close coming into turn 12. And it is wheel to wheel for the 75 and the 44. Background, we got to see the monolithic and iconic structure to view the race here at the Circuit of the Americas. There it is again. Again, it's just to be able to view the race from a higher vantage point. We also have a Ferris wheel here at the Circuit of the Americas. Now, in the past, this had been held very late in the summer and had been very, very warm and sometimes very uncomfortable for the fans and the drivers alike. So now it is held later in the year, a little bit closer to the middle of fall and closer to winter, so it's a little bit cooler. But again, that will sometimes bring on the possibility of rainy weather, but not right now. We are looking at just a slight overcast with light covering of clouds. Coming around to finish lap 11. Lewis Hamilton 1.2 seconds behind the number 66 here. He will not have DRS available to him, but right behind him is going to be Kamui Kobayashi, an equal distance away. And again, it is 11 laps finished here out of the 19 laps. If we take a close look at how we coming around turn 1 and even turn 11 here, because those are very sharp turns with blind apexes. We have not been able to figure out the turns yet, and here we are having a look at it again. This time we've almost got it there, but very tight on the exit, and that is going to kill time.
Don't know why Bowie can't get around this. Maybe a broken wing?
So now this is only a 19 lap race. Not very much time to be able to figure out turn 1 and turn 11, but for the full race coming up, we're going to need to figure that out. Right now, as we come up to turn 20, we are more than 2.2 seconds away from 2 and 3. There is the difference. And again, those cars behind us will not have DRS available to them. Coming up to turn 1, let's see how we do this time around. Nice touch. Still a little tight on the exit.
Very wide.
again, into turn 12, we can hear the tires locking up just a little bit and only momentarily. And we do expect that throughout the race we'll be doing that. But right now we are kind of curious how these medium tires are holding out. And we are waiting to get back into the cockpit here and see if it's possible to look at the wear on this set of mediums. Again, they will go the full length of the sprint race here, which is 19 laps. A little bit of slide there from the 66 as we accelerate out of 20. And right now, as we come in through the S's, you can see the distance is now very much reduced. That is Kamui back in P2. He's gotten around the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton.
Let's have PRS on me this time around. And that is buoy.
So yes, under 1 second here to the car behind us. And that is basically when you have to pay attention to your proximity meter or indicator, that little white upside down triangle in the middle of the screen when there's someone behind us. It will definitely turn red, and you will definitely notice it once they are wheel to wheel. And a lot of times you're able to tell where the other car is just by where they are audibly in your right or left ear. But in Formula 1, things happen so fast that you definitely need those proximity indicators. A very close look at the track. And this is from the nose cam of the second driving immersion car down the back straight out of turn 11. The first DRS zone. Braking very hard. Again, that is the 66 just up ahead. And I can tell that right away as we are having to be very defensive out of our exits and our turn-ins just to make sure that Kamui here, who has a very fast car, does not get an edge in and get back around. Again, wheel to wheel into turn 1. He is going to have the inside here into turn 2. Wheel to wheel into 3. And we are going to be able to chop him off. over the shoulder of Kamui Kobayashi, you can see the number 66 of Mars Medina becoming very defensive in all the corners. Again, we got to see a very tight exit there for the number 66, and that is done so that we can set our tires down flat so we can accelerate out. But it is also in defense here of the lead, as we want to be able to close off any exits for the cars behind us out of the turns. And we've had a few very successful races here recently in the F1 season, so we have been turning up our difficulty level. And you can see here that right behind us is a lot of the field. As far back as we can see, there are cars coming. I guess that's a good thing. There we are, another look from 20 up the hill into turn 1. One wrong off-track excursion, and all of these cars will be passing right by. This is now into lap 18, 17 finished of 19. So this is the penultimate lap. You can see that Kamui is back up under the wing of the number 66. Now he is towing Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes and Lando Norris in the McLaren. But not too far away are a bunch of other cars in the field. That is Verstappen, Piastri, Leclerc, another look into turn 12 from Kamui Kobayashi. He was on the outside, hoping that he could get by with speed, but the 66 was able to close off the turn in, and he's going to remain ahead at this time on this one. So coming through turn 1, you can see now that Kamui has barged his way in. There was a little bump there between the two Driving Immersion cars, but definitely he had the inside into turn 1. And right now Kamui is back up ahead of Mars Medina in the 66. That is turn 9 where he has an advantage, but right now this is going to come to turn 11. And the 66 will have the DRS available. Hopefully he's got enough ERS on board and recharged to overtake his teammate down the straight here into turn 11. Now Kamui tried to close off the inside over the shoulder of the 66. And just from the rear view, on the right there, you can see that Kamui had gotten past and fallen back. This is 15. The rear rear view mirror on the right will show the car of Kamui. But here trackside, it's clearly evident now that Mars Medina is ahead coming into turn 20 down the main straight. A little excursion there for the number 66. But we didn't get a penalty for it, I believe, because we were ahead of the number 75, not wheel to wheel. And so that would constitute a no advantage. Big loss of traction there coming out of turn 11. You can see here that Kamui is right up, and wheel to wheel, he is actually ahead at this moment. And this is going to be the final lap coming into turn 11. Mars Medina is going to take it back from Kamui on a very sharp right-hander. And right now we have to just keep the car on track and keep blocking the turns. And this is on board with one of the McLarens. I believe this is Lando Norris in third place now, watching the 2 Driving Immersion. Coming in through 18, turn 19. And this may be the race as we exit out. Yes, Kamui is a little too far back now to accelerate out. There is the checker flag and the win for Mars Medina.
Thank you for all your hard work out there. That was a really strong drive and a great finish. Well done.
Yes, another hard-fought race as we turn up the difficulty here in the season. And we came ahead in the sprint race.
Next up, we'll set the grid for the Grand
If you've
Prix.
made it this far, don't forget to click on like and subscribe so that you'll be notified for the full race here at the Circuit of the Americas. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.